There's this thing that songwriters do sometimes that is kind of like only for songwriters. And Zach Bryan has a song called Memphis the Blues that is just that. He only has one verse in it, but you can't name a song Memphis and then not talk about Memphis. If you're a guitarist like me, Memphis is, oh my God, Memphis is Disney World. It is blues music everywhere. If you know anything about the blues, it is about pain. Blues comes from the sharecropping South. The blues is that last to get hired, first to get fired feeling in the pit of your stomach. It is that Jesus just left Chicago and is headed for New Orleans, where he's turning muddy Mississippi water into wine. And Zach Bryan starts off the song as not a blues. The song is not a blues. The song is not your... It's just a regular old, country song with 3 chords and the truth. But he does something very clever. The rain started falling on the roof that morning. It was early summertime. That's the setting. You should deduce that you're in Memphis and it was early summertime. But that's the setting. That's where your imagination should take you. We fogged up the rear window of my 67 300 in line. Okay. Things are, he's with a girl and can't afford a hotel. Let's keep going. My lungs have been hurting and it's likely my liver's taking a licking too. So he's been drinking. And his lungs have been hurting, so he could have been smoking, he could be drinking. Either way. Them Beale Street boys are handy when they clap on the 4 and 2. That's clever because it reinforces the fact that we're in Memphis. It reinforces the fact that we're on Beale Street. It's such a beautiful place to be. Presumably there's dancing, there's blues music, there's live bands. It's a whole vibe, right? It's also clever because there's like a joke in the music dancing community where people that don't have rhythm clap on the 1 and the 3 and not in the 2 and the 4. So what he's saying in this line is that them Beale Street boys are doing a good job. Them Beale Street boys are singing the blues the way they're supposed to sing the blues, and it's fully out there, right? I think this might be a stretch, but it might also be like a nod to Jason Isbell. Jason Isbell has a song where he talks about feeling like an outsider in a very specific place, and he says that everybody there claps on the 1 and the 3. He makes that reference where everybody there claps on the 1 and the 3 as a rhetorical device to show how much he doesn't belong. He's the only one that claps on the 2 and the 4. So it might be a little bit of a stretch to give him that nod. But regardless, the thrill is gone so slow and easy. Won't you love me tender? This is a huge nod to the one, the only, none other than B.B. King. B.B. King has a restaurant and a bar on Beale Street called B.B. King's. There's 3 kings in blues music: Freddie King, Albert King, and B.B. King. And B.B. King is notably the most famous of all of them, because of his iconic style. He used to sit on a chair like this towards the end of his life, and he would just play a guitar called Lucille. And everybody knew Lucille and the beautiful sounds that came out of it. And he was famous for that high note in the middle of his sets. So soulful, so beautiful. What a great nod to a legend, right? Clearly Zach Bryan knows who B.B. King is, because you wouldn't say the thrill is gone for nothing. The way you move's a drug, and I am on a lifelong bender. Add that to the manuscripts of lyrics of men, saying that the woman that they're in love with is like a drug. Do with that what you wish. So rest them tired eyes and let your dress fall to the ground. In the 67 Mustang, I presume. Not a lot of space in there. We're the only ones left who loves Otis in this town. I need you like Memphis, the blues. I think that's my favorite line as a songwriter. Because what happens here is he uses Memphis as a backdrop and as a way to juxtapose what's happening inside that car. The blues is sad music. So if outside of that 67 Mustang is pain, inside it's Otis Redding. We're the only ones left who loves Otis in this town. If you know anything about Otis Redding, is that you put Otis Redding on to make a mood, right? Same thing with Marvin Gaye. Same thing with Luther Vandross. Same thing with Teddy Pendergrass. Sam Cooke, right? You don't put Otis on because you're trying to change the world. You put Otis on because somebody changed your world and is about to change it again, right? I just thought it was really clever for Zach Bryan to have a song called Memphis the Blues, give these little nods and tributes to Memphis the city, B.B. King specifically, using the historical context as the blues as the background for what's happening outside of the setting that he's put you in, which is inside of a car with a beautiful woman. And after, have such a sweet thing to say, like, you and I are the only ones left who love Otis in this town. Followed by the chorus, I need you, like Memphis, the blues. If that doesn't paint a picture, I don't know what does. It's probably my favorite Zach Bryan song. Have a lot of respect for a songwriter that, you know, likes to throw in his influences here and there, even if it's subtly. So, me, when I listen to it, I'm thinking about Memphis. I'm thinking about Beale Street. He mentions Beale Street. He says the thrill is gone. I've got to investigate. And then also, if you do find yourself in a 67 300 in line and you're fogging up the window, suggest like a more spacious place, if you can. You know, if Otis hasn't started playing yet.